Hey folks, your OS Reviews. You're watching our video first look and a quick review of the UFO wireless Bluetooth headset. So as far as Bluetooth headsets go, they're not a terribly novel or exciting concept because unlike true Bluetooth earpieces, they're not stereo. It's still in mono, so you only stick it into one of your ears for talking and some light music playback. But what's interesting about this is its design. It's called the UFO because it's really one of the first modular Bluetooth accessories that I've seen. The battery can be completely detached from the centerpiece, which contains the circuitry and the speakers in addition to the microphone. And the part that contains the battery is really the hook that goes onto the sides of your ears. So if the battery ever dies, or you can purchase multiple packs for longer usage when on the go, it's really a smart design. And again, modularity is one of those visions for the future that is kind of a buzzword right now in the tech industry. So kind of interesting that they incorporated it on such a low-cost product. It sells on Amazon for under $25. It uses Bluetooth version 4.1, and it's going to work with any phone, Android, Windows Phone, iOS will all work, and it has a 130 milliamp hour capacity battery, which again is user replaceable and modular, and it also is fairly large in terms of capacity, so it will last you for around 6 hours of talk time and some light music in between before you need to recharge it again. And it uses a standard micro USB port to charge, takes only 2 hours to completely charge. So you can see the design of this UFO headset is extremely reflective and glossy. On the plus side, I think it looks very sleek and modern. On the downside, it does attract fingerprints and smudges quite easily, so it's going to be a bit of a fingerprint magnet. Over here, the centerpiece is what all the technology is incorporated into. You have access to the Bluetooth chipset underneath. There is this interesting design going on that sticks into your ears, so it remains very comfortable. And since there isn't a battery embedded on here, the centerpiece is astonishingly lightweight. In fact, it's one of the most lightweight headsets that I've picked up. It weighs almost nothing. And you can see a micro USB kind of lead on one side is where the battery pack plugs on in. So again, the battery pack also dubs as a earpiece, which is malleable and goes onto the sides of your ears. And hence you have this pretty futuristic look, and that's probably where the name for this product was derived from. So here is the battery pack. Uses again that standard plug just to insert as well as to charge, and it is a little bit heavier, so that's one of the downsides. The weight that's going to be supporting this headset is going to be over your ears, as opposed to be kind of dropping downwards, directly in your ears. So that's one of the trade-offs that you get in the packaging. If we take a quick look underneath here, we have a quick start guide. There's also access to a few different silicone tips, again a more custom fit for the ear tip. And here is also another, you can see a micro USB cable for charging, and you can plug this in for an extended cable experience for charging. And there's also, what's kind of interesting here, is a single earbud. So what you do here is essentially, I'm able to plug, the battery pack needs to go in for this to even work. So it needs to be inserted essentially at all times. And after you've inserted this into place, you'll notice that on the battery pack side, there's another micro USB port for charging this battery pack itself. You can charge it up, or I can plug in this ear tip adapter. And what that allows me to do is now transform what is a mono headset into a stereo headset. So this makes it decent for listening to music. So it gives me some stereo output, and that works pretty well. The sound quality here isn't quite as good on this earbud as it is on the main unit, but it does get pretty loud, and it works. So essentially transforms this from a Bluetooth earpiece into a Bluetooth pair of headphones, which is pretty cool. So really it plays even more into that modularity idea by adding accessories that you can additionally use this with. Finally, again, there's a quick start guide, instructions for how to set it up and to use it. You get a bonus, a second battery for free as part of the packaging. Again, it has the exact same capacity. You can charge it up, you can bring it with you for some extra power, and you can purchase even more packs from the manufacturer and the company here. So really a well thought out, integrated, cohesive unit here. It's not just one accessory that you get quite a few options. So let's talk a little bit about the comfort in addition to the sound quality. So overall, as far as comfort goes, because the weight is really distributed onto the sides of your ears, I found that it was decent for listening to for about 2 to 3 hours. Didn't give me too many issues as far as the fit and finish is concerned. It's not a sports-oriented pair of Bluetooth headsets, so I tried to kind of vigorously shake my head around and move and jog, and I did try to fall loose a few times because the sides here, which is made out of chrome, is still a little bit slick. It's not quite as covered in rubber as I would like for something that stays in place 100%. But overall, it works pretty well if you're just sitting in one place or generally walking around and listening to music. It is pretty comfortable. The bass on here is good as far as placing phone calls are concerned. The microphone on here is noise canceling, so it will cancel out the ambient background noises and leaves you with just your voice when you're talking to people, even in places like an airport, so it worked fairly well for those purposes. Voices sounded natural, loud, clean, and crisp. And as far as music listening is concerned, it did well with pop music, electronic music. Definitely not audiophile grade. It's not a hi-fi grade pair of headphones for listening exclusively to music, but it does work in a pinch. And I do like there's that added feature. And since if you consider that it's really all these features stacked into one, it really makes it a very low-cost option. Surprisingly, for something with custom R&D and production, I am fairly impressed here. So there are a few dedicated controls also on the surface, which are fairly tactile, responsive, and risen above the surface. They allow you to physically answer or reject an incoming phone call once you're connected, and also allows you to tap through the various modes, whether that's using it as only a Bluetooth headset for answering calls or also for listening to music and adjusting things like volume. So it works all in all really well, and it's not perfect as far as sound is concerned. Ergonomics could be a little bit better, but I think that this is a really clever take on this modularity trend where you're seeing consumer electronics and bring it into something more affordable and in the realm of accessories. You can check out more details about this in our official written review, but for now, this has been our video. Thanks for watching here at OS Reviews. This has been the UFO Bluetooth earpiece.